Welcome back, my green loving community, and today we're taking 5 questions from you out there in the community who wanted to ask certain things about how to care for their plants. So here we go. 5 questions with the plant doctor. Question 1. How do you care or bring in plants when you're in a low light situation? Now, I know a lot of you living in cities like myself find yourself not having as much light as you would love to have. So in situations where you have low light, the first thing you want to do is make sure you're bringing in plants that can do well in low light. I know a lot of us really love all the different types of plants that are out there, but they are not for you if you do not have great light. So if you're in a low light situation, the first thing to do is figure out what plants are good in those situations. So as we always say, the variety of pothos, that's silver pothos, satin pothos, marble queen pothos, golden pothos. There's a pothos for all of you out there. So go find the pothos that works for your personality, your mood, your vibe, your color palette, whatever it may be. The pothos is a good plant to bring into a low light situation. Just make sure you don't over water it. Second, the ZZ plant. Love a ZZ. ZZs are beautiful, wild. They get to grow all crazy like, but they can do well in low light. Just make sure, you touch them, tell them you love them, thank them for being pushed into those low light situations in your home. Also, the snake plant, the Sansevieria, that's another wild variety of different types of snake plants that you can bring into your space that can do well in low light as well. All of these plants, again, are low maintenance. So if you forget to water here and there, you will not be, made fun of. But just make sure you're staying on top of it. If you find yourself in super low light to almost no light, well, if you're trying to bring plants in, you might want to bring in some grow lights. There are a variety of grow lights. They're throughout the internet. So scour Amazon, scour all the other little sites to find what works best for your space. Some of us don't like that cool color temperature in our home. Some of us don't like the blue and reds that they have in some of those grow lights. But what I like to do is, so I set my grow lights on a timer. So they start somewhere between midnight to 1 a.m. and then they go and run for about 12 to 14 hours into the next day, so that when I'm asleep or when I'm not home is when all of that gross grow light is helping my plants have their best lives possible. So if you have low light in your home, I suggest bringing in a grow light. Question 2, what do my yellowing or browning leaves mean? Well, pretty simple. And what is awesome about this is it's the plant. The plant is actually talking to you. It's telling you, hey, something's up. Please help me. Help me help you. Stop doing something or start doing more of something. And that is watering. Yellowing leaves, that's a sign that you are over watering your plant. You're just too excited. You're just like, hey, I want to give you a drink. You must need a drink, but you got to be careful. Understand that the best way to understand when to water your plants are by checking the moisture of the soil. So again, certain plants need a certain amount of moisture. So depending on the plant you have, you gotta check in on that soil. Some plants need to have evenly moist soil, while other plants need to have dry to the bone soil before they need to be watered. So you just gotta be very careful with that. What I like to do when it comes to checking the moisture level, again, I take my index finger, I stick it into that soil 2 inches deep, checking what is happening in there. So if it's a plant that needs to be dry 2 inches, if it's dry, then I give it water. If it's not, I wait, I let it dry out. So don't be over aggressive when it comes to watering. Just be patient, chill, let it do its thing. When the soil tells you it's time to water, then give it water. But make sure in most of these situations that your plant is in a pot that has a drainage hole, because you're gonna want that water to come out, flow out to the base tray, so that none of those roots are getting too much water, sitting in water, because roots that sit in water can cause root rot. So be very careful. On the other end, browning leaves, brown tips around the edges of your plants, those come from underwatering. So again, check the moisture level of the soil. If it needs water, give it a drink. It's that simple. Also, if you see your leaves are a bit droopy, curling a bit, that's also a sign that they want a drink. I'm thirsty now. Hydrate your plants, hydrate yourself. Like I like to say, always water yourself first. Third question, what are some of the plants that are non-toxic to your pets? So when it comes to the types of plants you want to bring in your home that are non-toxic to your pets, you want to think about air plants. Air plants are cool because you can place them in so many different areas of your home, high, low, in a little jar or a little bowl, and place that on your coffee table. But I will say this, if you do have a curious cat, they will find them, grab them, maybe bat them around and chew on them. While the air plant won't kill your cat more than likely could kill your air plant. So you want to make sure that you put them in areas where your cat can't get to them if they are that type of animal. Another one is the ponytail palm, which is a great plant to have. The polar palm, the Calafia orbifolia, the rattlesnake plant, the Christmas cactus, the money tree, the Chinese money tree. So there are a few plants out there that you can bring into your home that your pets won't get sick from. While you want to make sure you're taking care of your animals and make sure they are healthy, you also want to take care of your plants. If you see a pet nibbling on a plant and you know for a fact that that plant is non-toxic, I would still say, let's move that plant to a different area so that the plant isn't getting harmed itself. Another thing I like to do for keeping your pets away from your plants is raising them higher in your space. So filling up a windowsill so there's not much room for the cat or pup to jump in, or hanging plants. Hanging plants are a great way to avoid your pets from destroying your plants. Fourth question, what are the best types of plants for your bathroom? Now, the bathroom is full of humidity. You're taking those hot showers, all that steam, that mist, it's all in the air. The types of plants that will love that are the plants that deal with that situation in their natural habitat. So you want to think about air plants would be great. Ferns, asparagus fern, the lemon button fern. You want to think about Calafia, so the Calafia orbifolia. You want to think about the rattlesnake plant. These types of plants that like their soil to be evenly moist on top, those that like to be misted from time to time. Those are the types of plants you want to bring into your bathroom. The bathroom is a perfect place for orchids as well. You just want to make sure that you have the proper light in your bathroom. For me, I'm a bit heartbroken because my bathroom has no type of natural light. I actually had to bring in a new door that had frosted glass window on the front of it just so I could get a little light in there so I could place a small ZZ plant into that bathroom because there's just not enough light. So you want to make sure you have the proper light in your bathroom before you start bringing all these different types of plants in. But again, any sort of plants that love to have their soil evenly moist, ferns, calatheas, prayer plants, things of that nature, bring them in and just bask in the fact that you have a tropical bathroom. And now to our last question, question 5. Best tips for using fertilizer? Well, you want to fertilize every spring and summer. That is the growth season. That's when your plants have lost all of those nutrients throughout fall and winter from all of that watering that you were hopefully doing with your plants. And now it's time to give them that new food, those new nutrients. So you want to make sure that you're fertilizing them by using whatever fertilizer works for your particular plants. There are a lot of great fertilizers out there. Again, search on the internet, find the ones that have the best types of ratings. For me, I like to use an overall fertilizer that works for most of my plants, but particular plants have fertilizers that work for them as well. Another great way to fertilize your plant is to just refresh the soil. Repotting your plant with new, fresh soil. But always do this based on what the fertilizer says is necessary. So some, it could be every week, some could be every 3 weeks, some could be every 2 to 3 months. Just make sure you're following that because you don't want to over fertilize your plants because, again, you could kill them. So yeah, those are the 5 questions you guys asked. If you have more, please send them our way. But remember, there's a lot of books, information out there on how to care, how to style, how to be inspired by plants and bringing them into your homes. And today, I want to talk to you about Wild Interiors, my new book out there today. Find it wherever books are sold. So I hope this helps. stay safe, and of course, stay wild.